Hi there guys, how's it going? So the VIP coins announced on Twitter the other night have arrived in our version of the game, as well as the JP version, so I guess happy anniversary JP, which is great for them, great for us. But anyway, we have X amount of coins, and you receive 1 coin for every 1000 jewels spent in this game. So in my case, a nice even 550, meaning that I must have spent at least, 550,000 jewels in this game, which seems like a hell of a lot, but I mean, I guess I've been playing for, we're coming up on 3 years now, which it's a long time for this game. Anyway, what can we go ahead and spend them on? So, we'll talk a little bit more about JP's anniversary. I think they're having a Moogle draw as well. Like, the video last night I mentioned there was going to be a free draw, sort of accidentally announced. I believe that's going to be a Sora and Moogle Kingdom Hearts 2 medal. So the same sort of deal as before. JP's going to have a month-long event where they can do 1 free draw every day, and they have a chance of dropping a Moogle medal, which will equate presumably to 1000 jewels per Moogle medal at the end of the month, as well as 1 entry into like a PS4 Pro giveaway and some plushies giveaway. We won't see the giveaway part of that, but we might see hopefully the entire month, potentially only a few weeks of that Sora and Moogle giveaway, 1000 jewel draw, assuming that, well, hopefully it's the entire month, but that push notification didn't seem like it was for, well, who knows. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see that when it actually comes, but I would say we're going to be getting a free draw as well, thank you to the JP anniversary. So anyway, the coins, what can we spend the coins on? So, it's really interesting what you have potentially to spend them on here. So we have skills, fairies, Mickey and brooms, all sorts. Some things are a little bit baity, some things are quite good. In my opinion, this right here is the moneymaker. So, 400 coins for a tier 5 current very meta relevant prime medal. You get 150 for the 6-star version itself. So again, I must reinstate, all these medals here drop at the 6-star 0 dot version, so just definitely keep that in mind. With these primes, for example, they only have 3 trade slots, so I'm just going to point it out right now. If you do want to go ahead and pick up one of these primes and you're going to put these 5 trait medals into it, be aware you won't be able to fit all 5 traits until you evolve it to 7 stars. Just be very careful of that. Anyway, in terms of these things right here, 150 for the medal itself, 5 trait medals at 50 coins a pop, so 400 in total for a very good medal with up to 5 traits on it. Extremely worth it in my opinion if you have 400 coins. I'm definitely going to pick up, well, I'm probably going to pick up the Roxas Prime, the illustrated one there, the reverse magic one, because I already have the Xion one, and honestly, it's a very good medal. The tier 4 primes are definitely past their relevance point already, which seems insane for me to say that, but that's just how quickly the game moves nowadays. These things were all the rage not too long ago, but unfortunately have fallen off the wayside a little bit. 80 coins a pop though is not bad at all. You can only get 3 of each, so you can't, try and make a fully traded set here. I think this is more for like either finishing up traits on ones that you've already owned, more so than kind of starting afresh. The tier 5 ones, in my opinion, are sort of starting fresh. But I mean, there are some decent medals here. The single target ones are probably the better buys, just because they're more relevant in PvP, even though, unfortunately, they are falling off in usefulness a little bit, but, that's just how quickly the game moves. In time, everything will as well. Keep in mind, there are really good Prime medals, or, that Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku EX is basically a tier 8 Prime, a tier 8 version of these things right here, so as good as everything here is, we could see the game rapidly evolve in the coming months if that level of power is to be the new standard in the pools. All these medals here could be completely irrelevant before too long. Speaking of irrelevant, we have the stained glass medals, which unfortunately, yeah, wow, they came and went like that, didn't they? Kairi EX Plus and Xion EX Plus came along and then they were never heard from again. Do see people using these in PvP every now and then, and in fact I do as well. But in terms of medals that you want to have as your huge powerhouses going forward, I really can't see it being these things. Given that, again, they only drop at 6 stars with 1 dot, it's going to take, again, you get no traits with it for 250 coins. The same 250 coins can be spent over there, get yourself a tier 5 prime and 2 traits on it, and it only costs you 5 tier 5 fairies to evolve, which are way more common than the ridiculously rare tier 8 ones required here. For my money, it's not even a question, well, for my coins rather, it's not even a question. I'm going to just completely look over this entire board. As nice as it would be to have all the stained glass medals, just for completion's sake, yeah, it's not going to happen. These guys right here, I mean, I have a soft spot for Key Art 16 because it was my first ever, well, one of my first ever boosted medals, and I do have a really solid copy. One day I will evolve that thing, but again, starting fresh, even though these medals have the potential to be some of the strongest AoE medals in the entire game, again, you're starting with 0 traits and 0 dots, and again, needing 5 tier 8 fairies, which right now are so very rare. to try and make that thing into its, you know, the relevance we're talking about. I just can't see it happening unless you have a zillion of these, you know, VIP coins and you've got nothing else to spend them on. I would say that would come lower on the list of priorities. Above Mickey B's, obviously, but lower on your list. The skills, really interesting choice here. Like Triple Threat 2, I think that's for people that are like brand new, just so they can buy something. That is a solid buy at only 20 coins. I'm really debating here because it's like, okay, I personally have 550. If I've already locked away 400 for the Prime Roxas, then I'm thinking, okay, I've got 150 left. So even though Triple Threat 2 at only 150 seems like a no-brainer, at only 20 seems like a no-brainer, sorry, that would mean I missed out on like a Defense Boost 4 Max, for example. I'd be 20 coins short of that. But then again, I could pick up more coins during the next month. I don't know, I'm not going to rush out and spend immediately because we could get more this month through more purchases, who knows. DB4 Max is a really, really solid buy. I mean, obviously DB5 Max will replace it eventually, but for the meantime, that's a pretty solid medal, and that will probably last you at least a couple months. Given how very necessary they are in PvP, I would honestly recommend this to a lot of people. DB5s are in there as well. Bear in mind, though, any avatar boards going forward have a pretty good chance of featuring DB5 in it. Probably more so than featuring DB4 Max, because, I don't know, they tend to do that sometimes. Other skills. AB4 Max and Lux++. Really don't know why they did that. AB5 Max and Lux++ is not that... I don't know. It wouldn't have hurt them to do that, I don't think. Like, it's still a very good skill. I don't even know why they... I don't know. I'm baffled as to why they would put that in. Like, AB7 Max is relevant right now. AB6 Max and its SP, whatever, it's relevant right now. AB4 Max and Lux++. I mean, yeah, it's still good, but I don't know why they wouldn't just go and spring for the 5. It doesn't make much sense to me, but... obviously these are all very, very good. 200 apiece. I mean, if you had a very limited amount of coins, but you had a real target in mind, you're like, I can't afford to spend any jewels because I'm saving up for whatever anniversary throws at us, and you've only got 200 coins, that could be a good, that could be a good way to go. But just keep in mind, any avatar board going forward will probably feature an assortment of these sort of skills in here, so it's not like these are going to go away and never come back, whereas these things might, these primes here might. Moving on, we have the fairies, so really interesting. We have the tier 8 fairies available at 200 jewels a pop for 10 of them. The tier 7s, I think these are 100, so yeah, that's actually a pretty good buy at 100. I mean, if you had like 3 or 4 of whatever set of fairies right now, and you were like, okay, I could burn, let's say, 200 jewels to pick up 2 more tier 7s, 200 coins rather, to pick up 2 more tier 7s, and then that could take you further in PvP, you think, to potentially earn you some more fairies. That could be a pretty good buy, that could be a pretty good purchase. I'm sort of looking at the... Oh, battery died. Crap. Okay, tier 6s are pretty cheap as well. Tier 5s are pretty cheap as well. Tier 4s are pretty cheap as well. Mickey's and Brooms, in my opinion, are just for people that have more coins than they know what to do with and have literally bought out every other board. They get really more and more increasingly expensive, and they have like Foundation Mickey B set 1 written in the top left. I don't know quite what the point of that is, unless you have literally enough coins to unlock that entire board as well, and then they unlock a second Foundation Mickey B board. I'm kind of curious if they go ahead and, I don't know, part of me was hoping that the coins would be like a permanent fixture and that they wouldn't reset at the end of the month, but it seems to me that they are going to. If they didn't reset, like if I'm not going to spend mine immediately, I'm going to sort of find out a little bit more about it. I'm sort of hoping that they won't reset, even though I know that they will, and we can take them into next month as well, because it's like any resource in this game, once you spent it, it's gone, but if you hang on to it, it has the purchasing power. The purchasing power always stays the same, but once you spent it on an asset, that asset depreciates immediately. Like, I mean, how many people spent, I don't know, 30,000 jewels on, like, Illustrated Sephiroth back in the day? A tier 4 premium with 0 dots on it and no skills. You think that's still worth 30,000 jewels nowadays? No, sorry. No, it is not. If these boards, like, reset every single month, that'd be really, really interesting. Or it could be, like, a one-time anniversary-only thing, and they're only available for, like, the month of September. We'll definitely find out, sooner rather than later. Let's talk about JP Anniversary really quickly. So like I said before, they have like I said before, they have the thing we just talked about then, being those limited time only coins. Really cool artwork featuring, Sora and the gang next to the new Foretellers. Really interesting stuff. Kinda hinting towards Kingdom Hearts 3 there, but anyway, they're gonna have a Moogle draw, like I mentioned before, so they're gonna have this draw effectively where it's, from what I can understand, thank you Google Translate, like a Sora and Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora and Moogle medal. So for the entire month of September, they're going to be able to do a free pull every single day, which could be cool. Haven't seen that in a while. I'm looking forward to doing a free pull. We're going to get that as well in the global version, but who knows if it'll be for the entire month. Fingers crossed that it is. I would love it if it was. but it seems like they've done this in the past where they potentially can give away like PlayStation 4s or little plushies as part of that giveaway draw. We won't see that in our version. It's a lot harder to potentially give away to a global audience a physical item than it is in Japan, where you have obviously, entrance limited to, the island, sorry, not island, but, Japan only. It's a lot easier to get postage sent, a Japanese item to a Japanese household, for example, than it is to potentially to open it up to the entire world. So we're not going to see the giveaway side of that, but hopefully we'll get the month-long draw that they have. In the past, we haven't quite gotten the entire month, but hopefully this time we will. That'd be really nice to get, 1,000 jewels per Moogle and Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora medal would be really, really cool. I don't know. I really hope JP gets similar rewards when we get our anniversary, just because, I don't know, having 2 anniversaries a year, no one should be complaining about that. That should be great news for everyone. And I don't know why you guys can't see that the devs don't really want to have 2 versions of the same game. It'd be a lot easier and less headaches for them if they just had one streamlined version that just had different languages. That would be... I mean, I know people have told you in the past, potentially that they're 2 very separate games. No, they're not. They were only ever separate in terms of length behind the WiiWare content, but I don't understand why. It's not like we have independent... We don't have developers making our game. We have effectively translators translating the Japanese content. We have content creators making content for 2 different regions that just happen to get developed, released at different times. So if you guys are upset about having 2 anniversaries, feel free to keep, attacking each other in the comments. That's fine, but I'm happy to get stuff during JP's anniversary. I hope they get tons of stuff during our anniversary. I hope both communities get treated really well. Global's actually been having it pretty good lately. I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever we do a pull on a banner, we've been getting attacked, a tier 5 premium with a really current, well, most of the time, current skill attached to it. They haven't been. They haven't been getting a really good skill attached to there, so we've been getting it pretty good lately, guys, and I don't want you to forget that. I understand JP are a bit salty right now, but I hope they could look past that and go, look, we're all playing the same game here. Where the community, like the developers know we're looking at each other's Twitter constantly going, alright, we want this, we want this. It's probably going to save them a bunch of headache. I mean, imagine if they got all this stuff for anniversary, even though we know the rules by now, and we know, okay, they get stuff on their anniversary, we don't. All the people will keep bitching at them going, where, we want as well. It's just a headache. So they were like, forget it. We'll just put out everything at the same time. That way we can balance the game at the same rate, because if they put out really, really good stuff and bonus jewels in the JP version, and everyone was able to afford a brand new medal, for example, then we might not be able to beat their content again, and then we'd have all of us bitching at the North American team going, we can't beat the content, because JP's got more powerful medals, or they had more jewels to buy the more powerful medals with. Headache. So now if they just put out the same content to everyone and the same rewards, if we get 2 birthdays a year effectively, how is that a bad thing? I don't understand why everyone's complaining, but if I'm missing something here, let me know. I don't think they should have announced this first. Obviously JP should have had it announced first, but I really do think that was an error. I think, like I've been saying for a few times over now, I think something in the timeline got messed up, and we've been announcing things too early. Like again, the tweets have been going out too early, the push notifications have been going out too early. I'm pretty sure some banners have gone out too early. Like the Dusk banner, I don't think should have launched when it did in our version. I think it should have launched potentially a few days later, or maybe even a week later, who knows. But anyway guys, that's all I'm going to say about it for now, so all the best. Feel free to yell at me in the comments. I look forward to it. All the best. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Oh, let me know what you're going to spend your coins on, and if you are. Again, I'm probably going to spend mine on Roxas, but yeah, let me know what you guys spend yours on. All the best. Bye.